friendly disclaimer. We're not a medical advice. We do not subscribe to medical advice. We are sharing information to enhance your life, to enhance your mental health. And again, this is just a friendly disclaimer. Anything concerning our videos is not intended for a medical professional. It does not replace any medical professional advice. Please seek your medical professional team for anything concerning your mental health, physical health. Again, we are here for you.
Hey, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the Pit Stop. It's your weekly mental health check-in with us, the Just Stop It team. And we welcome you tonight, wherever you are, whoever you are. And this is the Grand Queen coming at you tonight, founder and producer of the Just Stop It show, and of course, the Pit Stop. And we've got a great midweek check in with you tonight, and hope you come in, hope you pass through and check in with us and share some amazing news. It doesn't matter. Sometimes life is good, bad, ugly, and nasty. It happens. It's just, how do you get through it? How do you get to it? How do you get with it? So we're here tonight. We are here for you. And before we move on, just want to share a friendly disclaimer with you. Our information and our videos are not intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, and or treatment. All content, including graphics, images, and information contained in our videos and conversations, is for general information sharing and purposeful for your mental health, purposeful for your overall wellness, mental health, emotional well-being. And again, it cannot replace and cannot ever replace a consultation with your own doctor, medical health professional. Please always seek medical advice, the right medical advice, not just, any old who kind of doctor. But be careful and choose the right ones, the ones that will help you to complement your life, the ones that will help you to be the phenomenal you. And we are here for you. And we've got our very own, the opulent one, Shannon Grace Chappelle, in the house, our host of the show as well. Shannon, the opulent one, our own, is in the house. All right, she will be coming through. And that apple, it doesn't fall far from that tree. Our very own Trayvon Trey Wiz, our very own media producer. Yes, is also in the house tonight. There she is. There they are. Absolutely.
All right. Can you hear me?
All right. There we are.
Okay.
We got
It was
you.
a little slow. I'm here.
It's okay. It's okay. It's Wednesday. It's a Wednesday kind of midweek kind of catch up kind of day. Catch up
Yes.
in the midweek, and we are here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely. Thank goodness made it to the midweek.
Yes.
Once Thursday comes, Thursday is a Friday for me, for many, for that matter. And then you regroup on Friday and then back on Monday. Yes. Now, so Trey, we're looking for Trey also. Trey will be in a little bit. Our media producer, he'll be passing through in a little bit, sharing his vibes for the day, for the week, and more in
Yes.
tonight's mental check-in. So, what's it been like this week since we passed through together with the Galaxy family and the Poet has spoken on
Oh my
Sunday? It
gosh.
was amazing. And I tell you, the part
Yes.
on healing looks like we are really
Yes.
gaining traction on healing. We're gaining more understanding on the complexities of healing. I really thought healing was just like super complex. But after Sunday,
Mhm.
we used the word, what we said we wanted to replace one of the words. I think it was,
I
was
think it
that
was
we said we,
um it was I don't know. I know it wasn't moving on. Oh no,
no,
acceptance.
acceptance,
Acceptance.
exactly. We replaced the word acceptance. I mean, we could accept so many things. The fact, are you healing? So we replaced it with what? With what? Actually healing. That we are actually
Hmm.
healing.
Healing.
And
Yes.
so now we're moving into the stages, the phases, actually the yeah, I have to say the stages of development in healing. So from Sunday, which was just wow, I just took those things as I just felt like I was at a banquet table, because it was very healing for the emotional and the spiritual self, because it's all integrated. And I just said, okay, Monday was a brand new day for me. And I'm sure that those who listened and going through the grieving process, we hope, because everybody's uh, stage of development happens differently at a different time. We hope that you're moving towards healing, or your life is gravitating towards the healing process while you're grieving. We don't know when it'll stop. We don't know. That's okay, but it will actually stop, and you will heal. You will heal. And I like what VP said, Ty, what Ty said, that there
Hmm.
were so many levels of grief, you know, and that part also resonated with me too, because sometimes, like I said, you're grieving, but you don't know what level of grief that you're at. You don't even know what kind of grief
Yeah.
it is. So that it was really super good in my
Oh
mind.
yeah.
It really, Monday started off way better than when I came in on, on Sunday night on
Yeah.
things. Monday morning, I have to say Sunday night, when I went to bed, and I was just thinking on it, and I just rested in it. It was like somebody just bathed me in an understanding, like a newborn baby. Uh,
Yes.
so it was really far better on Monday, and here we are today. What you say, Shannon? What resonated with you on Sunday?
Well, you know what? Just having an open discussion. You can get information, in my opinion, and um, it's very exact. But I realized a couple things from listening to our panel, our guests, and hearing their stories, and just observing them in their grief, talking about some things,
Exactly.
certain aspects
Yes.
of their grief, and I realized too, you can jump from excuse me, you can jump all over that list of things. You may think you're in one, but you're really not, or
Exactly.
you think you've completed one, and you're moving
Right.
to the next level, and you really
Exactly.
didn't, but you actually revert
A
back
bunch
from
of it.
square one.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that
Mm-hmm.
too. I had an opportunity. I'm always thinking about um, really grief. I'm thinking about those that have passed on. I think about them often. I've thought about things that I have lost in my life, that weren't a result of a death or anything like that. But you can grieve over anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the whole thing is just resonating over the loss of someone or something. But
Exactly.
specifically, we were really speaking on at that time about the grief of a loved one. So I
Yeah.
know that's what we were focusing on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's true. I don't think it's exact, because I think you can bounce all over the place. But it's a good thing to run into and to learn where you're at, and that certain things in that process, excuse me, are normal. So that's what
Exactly.
I really got from it. I really enjoyed the Galaxy of Poets coming through. The poet has spoken,
Yes.
which is the founder and the president and the creator and all that.
Yeah, and the
I've
girl and
always
yeah, poets
yeah,
and poets' daughters.
and the poet
They
spoken and the
they
other
what
poets.
they shared that
I
was
really,
really,
I really
yeah.
enjoyed them anyway. I do consider them
Mhm.
to be family as well, and fellow
Yeah.
poets.
Mhm.
So it was just great just having them come through, and I just look
Yeah.
forward to seeing them come through with us again.
Exactly. And the poetry pieces, the vibes with the poetry pieces that were shared, that spoke volume too for me for that night, that Monday. And I was like, wow, because it's like the heart of it. Sometimes poetry, music, uh just spoken word, just whatever it is, because it's verbalized, it's heard, it's felt, it's even smells and sights and sounds and things like that, really help us to cope, with
Oh
types of
yeah,
grief and things like that. It helps us to heal, because this is past coping. This is about healing. And it takes the and I like how it's no one set time. There's
yes,
no set time for healing, and that's
your
a good
timing.
thing. hmm there's no set timing. So
Hmm.
it was really good to be able to explore, and the model that you shared with us, the Kubler-Ross model. So for those who didn't get
Yes,
a chance to pass through, Shannon shared the framework to help us to understand how people, to process your emotions and finding the path of healing. This model really provided the framework for it. It identified, the things, the stages of what you might be experiencing, because sometimes we can't even pinpoint how we feel and exactly, what they are. But this model really showed us, how to pinpoint it. And like you said, we are those and probably more. We experience those stages and probably more. And like, it's no one specific thing. It could be everything, all of them. It's
yes,
just the healing is different, probably one by one. And to hear the healing experience, to have that shared among us, is really, that speaks volume too, because that also helps us to heal. So for those who are watching tonight, those who are listening and passing through tonight, please, you know, check it out. Actually, I'm going to put that model. We talked about that model. You guys listen to our Sunday show. Listen to it several times. Listen to it over and over again. Do the research, do your due process, and use the sources of information. Use the poetry that was presented. Write it down, journal and things like that. I believe Queen um layla Leah, right, she suggested, she talked about journaling, and how she had stopped, she had stopped writing and things like that, because of how overwhelming everything was. And that's understood. That's very much understood, because it's so overwhelming that it feels like something is, like, grief is trying to stop you from being normal. Like, grief is trying to stop you from being who you really are and more. However, I don't know, in my little experience, it's like it's sort of like, to me, it changes you. And when you get that support, you are actually a far better person, and you accept that support, and you go through the healing. I don't know. For me, you just feel you're just a far better person than you were before, and you probably didn't even know how great a person you were before. But when you recognize that, yeah, I could do this, and the people who helped you to come through, it's phenomenal. It's really phenomenal.
yeah. It's definitely the village that you um, surround yourself with for that support.
Mm, yeah,
That
good,
is
good.
so important. Good people.
Mm-hmm.
Always surround yourself with good people that can really
Mm-hmm.
understand and not rush your process. And
Exactly.
what happened on Sunday is what we really need to have more of,
On a
where
regular.
you talk about it, because if you
Mm-hmm.
internalize it, how
Mm-hmm.
you really feel. And I know, and I had to say this too. Everybody's not vocal. Everybody does not, um, put their business out there, of,
Right, right.
questions, especially some passings and stuff could be a lot of questions behind it. You don't want that, you know, you want to have some type of privacy in
Yeah,
your grieving
yeah.
too. So I think people should be allowed to have that and to be able to
Exactly.
have space to be able to do that. But I think with some folks, well, I'll say it this way. I can say from my experience, there are people, and I mentioned this, there are
Right.
people that passed on a transition 25 years ago that I
Mm-hmm.
still, think about. I hope to always
Yes.
think about them. They will always have a place in my heart. I like to say I'm an embodiment of many people that have
Yes,
come
we
through
are.
my life,
Yes, we
and
are,
and
Shannon.
I have bits and pieces of everyone, even
Yes, we
down
are.
to even down to me wearing my hair short the way I do. I
Mm-hmm.
had a friend that did the
Mm-hmm.
exact same thing, and I said I like that, and I can change. I've worn that for almost 20 years. So
Exactly. And
thinking
it's
of the
very
good
beautiful.
times. Thank
Mm-hmm. You're
you.
very beautiful. You're very
Thinking
beautiful.
of the good times and stuff helps me.
Yes. Yes.
Thinking of when that person was well, when they were here, when we were having a good time. So good memories, I really do
Exactly.
think is something that we need to hold on to first. And it might
Yes.
actually help a person move where they need to move. Again,
That
I
part.
drive this word home in their own
Mm-hmm.
timing. I know
That part.
I sound like a broken record, but
Oh no,
it's
not at
true.
all.
It's
Mm-hmm.
true. In your own
Yeah.
timing. I hate to see
Mm-hmm.
someone rushed and staying
Yeah.
where you should be with how you feel.
Right.
I don't feel like
Exactly.
your feelings could be really validated once and this is why some
Exactly.
people don't open up and say anything,
Yeah, yeah. And some
because
people
of the
beat themselves up
response.
too. Some people spank themselves, by rushing. They feel that they need to hurry up, and it's sort of like a hurry up and wait type of thing to heal, and but you can't, and then they become more overwhelmed. They become depressed, and all sorts of things, and you're like, wow, why am I beating myself up like that? Why am I over and even overcompensating? Some people overcompensate in certain things, and you're like, wow, I need to just take my time, you know.
Yeah,
So
take your
yeah, it's
time.
it's simple. It's so
It's a
simple.
lot to it.
Wow,
It's a lot to it. It's that
it
onion that I
really
speak
is.
of,
Ooh, peeling
of
it back.
layers, layers and
Yes,
layers and layers of
yes,
complexity of
exactly.
how our minds work and how our emotions work.
Yeah, our
No one knows
well-being.
that. Nobody knows
True.
that but you.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. And that's a good thing. Just like you said, the variables that are attached to our situations, some people they believe, well, of course, we respect privacy. Certain things don't need to be shared or divulged of the sort. There's just sometimes there just needs to be a little window, like a little cloud or something, or a little something that can open up a space, you know, um, that can open up a time for the person to share and unburden themselves, uh, and hear. And as they hear people share their stories, they can unburden themselves together, and they won't feel. Because some people, I've heard some people say, well, one of my grandmothers used to say this, that she used to carry things sometime until it would be like way late in the game. And I would be like, Grandma, may I help you? I'll ask her permission. Can I help you with some things? And then the first thing she would say, Shannon, is, I don't want to be a burden, Pam. I was like, wow, Grandma, how could you
Yeah.
ever be a burden? How could this woman who gave us life, our grandparents, our parents, and she would say this so many times, and I was like, wow, God, I hope that I don't ever make her feel. I was just praying, like, and trying to do things so that she would never ever feel like she was a burden. And so whatever tidbits of information she would share with me, I would help her to put things in place. And that's how we were able to get so many other sources and resources that she actually needed. So again, some people feel like they don't want to share because they don't want to, be a burden. They feel like they might become a burden on people. So that's a part of their reasoning.
Yes.
But love is not a burden. Love is not a burden.
No.
It's just how you piece things together. Like you said, we're all bits and pieces of each other.
Yeah.
And just like, hey, Big Sister Margaret. That's another one of our biggest fans, Big Sister Margaret. Hey, Trayvon.
Hey, y'all.
All right, now Trayvon is in the house, our media producer. And again, Big Sister Margaret, shout out to you and everybody who's been blessing us to support this movement. And supporting the movements also helps us to do what we need to do and do it at best. And you guys have any suggestions? You have any other things you need us to talk about? Because this grief right here, this conversation on grief is going to go into so many different directions because it's a part of our lives. So talk about it, chat with us, and share with us. What you say, Trey? All right. So we'll be back on next Wednesday, actually next Sunday, which is the 27th, I believe it is.
Yeah.
I'm in the store right now. I'm trying to pay for something.
The 27th.
Okay.
And we'll be back for part 2. And it's like we said, there's never enough time to talk about this delicate subject. This is something that affects life. This is like a lifetime subject. It's just that at least we have the opportunity and a safe space to begin those conversations and remove the stigmas of it. That's what we want to do too. Remove the stigmas.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Professor, I see something, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but the hummingbird Chef Alva, she said, absolutely, healing is a process. A healthy brain and healthy gut are key. When it comes to the loss of a loved one, there will always be a halo of sadness. But when we accept death as an entity of life, we rise. And that was from Chef Alva, the hummingbirds Alva.
Yes, thank you, Alva. Wow, Alva is in the house. Chef Alva is in the house. Thank you so much for sharing that. Wow.
Welcome.
For real, that is so true. And we are all hummingbirds. Hummingbirds also are pollinators, and they bring life to us in a whole different way, like a bumblebee. So Alva, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We take that for the week. We take that definitely for the week. Wow. Thank you for passing through, Alva, for hollering at us tonight. That is so good. Yeah. Absolutely. We miss you. And thank you again for showing up and showing up tonight with that motivation. That's motivational. So thank God, we are one heart, one mind. We just have different experiences, right? So any shout outs? Any shout outs, Opulent One?
Well, definitely the viewers that we have with us tonight, Hummingbird Alva, as well as Miss Margaret and Gray, my mother. Also, like to give a shout out again too for The Poet Has Spoken and the Galaxy of Poets and other mental health platforms such as ourselves. I want to give a shout out to them and thank them for joining us on our show to discuss grief and the process of maintaining mental health.
Absolutely. And Shannon is also known as Mama G. I love it.
Yeah.
That's her other tag, Mama G. So we also thank God for Mama G as well, and also Trey Wicks, our media producer, and again the hummingbird, our own hummingbird and supporter, our Chef Alva. Also, she does support the eating healthy aspect for women living positively with HIV. In general, too, for people, period. She does also support how to live healthy, how to eat healthy, and more. So we love you like no other, Alva, and we thank you for being with us tonight. And everybody who's passing through tonight. And please go to YouTube at JTire1 YouTube and view our last podcast. And again, take bits and pieces from it. You're also going to see some sub parts of it as well later this week. But take that with you, and also, don't take it like a grain of salt, but take it as a level up, as another level up in the good graces of God. And again, come back with us next Wednesday, and come back with us next Sunday, and bring some more to the table on grief and healing. Now we got to get through the healing process. And again, there's no time frame on healing. Take your what? Take your time. Peace, love, and joy. Take your time. Absolutely. All right, let me give one more shout out to Ariel and Mama Hawkins. I call her Pastor Mama Hawkins. That is my grandbaby's grandmother, and she is in town, and she's actually in Texas, and just want to give a shout out to her spending specialty time with EJ and Ari. Love you, Mama Hawkins, Mama Pastor Hawkins. That's my tag for her when she sees this video, and just glad that she's spending some time away. So, also everybody who has been viewing, Dr. K, he was with us on Sunday too. We love you like no other, Dr. K. We appreciate you as well. And Ariel, she was with us as well. And those who I didn't mention, we love you again like no other, as God does. Come on back. Enjoy your week. Get to it. Get through it. Get with it. And just what? Just stop it. Good mental health. All right, Trey.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
We love you like no other, Trey Wiz. You're
Thank
our
you.
own.
Much appreciated. Much love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See you
Thank
next
so
time.
much.
Y'all have a good night.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Just a friendly disclaimer, we're not a medical advice. We do not subscribe to medical advice. We are sharing information to enhance your life, to enhance your mental health. And again, this is just a friendly disclaimer. Anything concerning our videos is not intended for a medical professional. It does not replace any medical professional advice. Please seek your medical professional team for anything concerning your mental health, physical health. Again, we are here for you. Just a friendly disclaimer.